To get you outside to a live look at Capitol Hill after a historic 6-week shutdown. The government is now back open. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees are back to work, but there are still a number of issues that need to be resolved. Our Cameron Bob has been tracking the shutdown fallout across St. Louis and the nation. Cameron.
Yeah, Lauren, tonight many federal workers are still waiting for back. Says those paychecks should start rolling out next week for back pay. Those we talked with at the downtown Federal Building on Spruce say it might even be a longer wait. And I also learned today that not all federal workers in St. Louis will get it, as the White House reinterprets a federal law requiring it.
At least you get back pay. I mean, that's good news.
So that's deceiving. That's deceiving. You only get back pay if you were a worker who were working without pay. I'm going to draw my last $5K out of my emergency fund to cover this month, and then we'll see what happens.
We are working to confirm if all furloughed workers won't get back pay or if it depends on the job. Another lingering issue, flights. The FAA kept flight cancellations at some of the nation's biggest airports at 6% today instead of ramping things up. At St. Louis Lambert International Airport, there were just 3 cancellations, but still dozens of delays. Airlines are still waiting for guidance when schedules can be restored to full capacity. The Transportation Secretary says it will likely be several days before flight issues get fixed. We talked to someone flying through St. Louis who's hopeful it'll be a little bit smoother going forward.
We were just monitoring what the airlines were saying in the apps and just the news. So now that it seems like everything's coming back on, we think we'll get off without a hitch. But we were ready to drive if we needed to. We're going to a friend's wedding, so we got to make it.
Another update tonight. Many SNAP recipients are still waiting for full payments. The USDA says all states should receive money in the next 24 hours so they can give recipients full November payments promptly. But it could take a few days for states to get that money out. The Trump administration is hoping everyone should have it in their account by Monday. Now, the government is funded until January 30th. That's just 78 days away. Remember, Democrats only approved this spending bill because Republicans promised to address health care costs. If that doesn't happen, it's possible we could go right back into a shutdown in just a couple months. Now, obviously, the hope for everyone is that this doesn't happen again. The local federal workers union told me that the shutdown lasted so long, many families had to take out loans, even turn to food banks to get by. They say it could take about that long for them to recover as well, which could put them right up against January when the next funding vote is scheduled. We'll hear more from the Federal Workers Union tonight at 6:30. Corey.
All right, Cam, we'll see you then.